This morning at our normal Shacharit service, which takes place at Ner Israel Yeshiva, the dean of the yeshiva, Rabbi Merfeld, prayed with us. He does this once in a while. And I noticed that after the minyan, I had a strange feeling like that was a really serious, substantial Shacharit service. Every morning, of course, it's wonderful to pray with our usual crew. But this one felt a little different. And I realized that only afterward, in retrospect, there seemed to be less phone checking, less coffee drinking, more serious peering into the Siddur. And I realized that this was probably due to the influence of Rabbi Merfeld being part of our minyan. When you have a great scholar and a role model in your presence, it does force you subconsciously and sometimes consciously to act different, to be bigger than what you usually think you can be. This was a very powerful lesson to me. First of all, I didn't think about it during the service, because again, he does pray with us occasionally, and I only realized it afterwards when I felt an emotional lift by the quality of the Shacharit that I personally experienced. And I think as I kind of looked around and felt that others were taking it more seriously as well. It was my impression. But for me, I know that I felt much better, and it was qualitatively different. You know, in front of every chazan in most synagogues, there's a beautiful sign. We have one right here that says, Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. I place before me God at all times. I think if you just focus on that, if we have this consciousness and that when we wake up, we think, I'm a Jew. I'm a God-fearing Jew. And He will be with me in every decision and everything that I do throughout the course of the day. Eating, drinking, buying gas, talking to a coworker. It will totally elevate our entire day and our experiences throughout the day. You may not realize it while it's happening, but when you go to sleep at night, you will look back on your day and realize the qualitative difference by having that God consciousness as part of your life. This is in great contradistinction to the experience of the Pharaoh that we learn about in the Torah portion tomorrow, who really rejected the whole notion of God consciousness because he replaced that deity with himself. He was playing God. He was God, actually, in the ancient Egyptian hierarchy. And so when there's only that consciousness of oneself, there is no space for the real God to come in. And that leads to complete and total self-destruction, which is exactly what happens to the Egypt and to the Pharaoh, as we will learn in next week's Torah portion. God willing, we should have a beautiful Shabbat and learn, and Shabbat is the best day to achieve this training, how to gain the reality of God consciousness, for lack of a better term, through our daily lives and our big decisions, small decisions, and every encounter that we have throughout our life. Shabbat Shalom.